Most of the employers, it's non-negotiable from their side. If you don't pass the exam, you don't get the job. That's a very common thing, and people lose the job if they really do bad. So you have to be bad at the exam. That means there's a score from their side, from the employer side, which they benchmark you against. So, for example, if you are a senior manager, sorry, if you're a project manager, then you have a range from 22 to 37. Okay, 37 being absolute good, 22 being okay, the guy is fine, we can take him. So that's the criteria. So why there's a big range here? You can see the passing or the criteria for passing is 21, but do remember that there would be multiple candidates who are giving the same exam. So while you got 21, somebody else might have got 34. So that's why keep it at least 30 plus. That's the safe range, I would say. But in reality, most of the people are getting actually 30 plus because, yeah, because people do practice, and also the competition is quite fierce than what we think of. So anyways, this is what the score looks like, and why CCAT is so difficult, because it has several variations of the questions. So for example, in the logical reasoning, you have a shape, you have to predict what will be the next one, and more than one small chunk of shape will be there in that. So some will rotate, some will change the color, some will change from solid to hollow, blah blah, all in the same picture, which you have to do as soon as possible. So first part is that. Then you have graph questions. It's very important for you to practice the graph questions before this test, because it really requires a lot of proper practice and understanding the numbers and how to achieve that result. And after that, of course, numerical reasoning is also there, which need calculation, but I think it's a little bit more than what you have in the school. So it's a little bit more trickier than that. In some cases, it could be also totally like a school level, but it is something which needs a good amount of practice, because most of the people who give the exam have lots of practice. So that's it. And how much prep time you need? I think, in my honest opinion, if you do a proper dedicated one day, it's also okay, but then you need proper course to do it. At least you need, if you keep on practicing like 10 15 question papers, then I think is you are totally fine to do it. And if you are giving if you are getting a consistent score on that, then that can for sure can help. Of course, the next section is the plans what you have. So of course there's a free test option here in the academy, which you can just click right away and we can get started with that. I will do in 1 second. But also I want to show you, just in case if you are serious and you really want to nail this exam, or at least pass with good numbers, and you want to secure your job, then I would suggest to go for 10 full length mock tests, because then it will give you an option to practice several times. uh, of course, in the reality, you can, maybe you are amazing when you are comfortable at your home and you can do really well in the exam, but when the pressure kicks in for the real exam, then most of the people really get nervous and do much more mistakes. That's why it's very important to practice as much as you can before the real exam. That's the first, that's I would really emphasize. So all of these tests, by the way, you can do several times, but here you have plenty of option to see. Like if you are doing okay already, then I would say go in the middle plan or the last plan. Or if you're really amazing and you are totally confident, no worries, just try a free test and move on, and you can just figure it out and see, maybe you can still nail it. But if you don't want to take a risk, for sure go for one of these. Highly recommend that.